Good morning. Today we are going to see the section on construction of tops. As the first part of this session, we are going to see the laying and cutting of the pattern. For this, what we have to do is we have to fold the fabric in two ways. First is you have to fold it in a single manner along the widthwise direction. Again, you fold the fabric along the same widthwise direction, so that you will get four layers of fabric. And in one side of the folded part is having an on fold, so that we will get two pieces of bodies for making a top. After folding the pattern, you just lay the drafted pattern over that of the folded fabric in such a way that the unfold part of the pattern should lies over the folded region of the fabric. And then you trace the outline of the pattern onto that of the fabric using the marking chalk. After tracing the pattern, mark the seam allowances required for making a stitch process, and then you draw another line that is an inclusive of a seam allowance. After marking the outline of the pattern, then mark the dart points by through that of the drill holes which we have made in the pattern. Through the drill holes, you try to transfer the dart points and onto that of the fabric. After that, you take out the pattern and you join the dart points so that you will get the dart onto the fabric. Then you mark the dot legs. After that, you just cut out the outline of the pattern along with that of the seam elements for the next process. From cutting, we will get front bodies and the back bodies from that of the um, cutout pattern. In that, the two bodies are having the back bodies measurement, and we have to draft the front bodies from that of the back bodies. For that, again, we have to place the front bodies block over that of the cutout fabric, and we have to mark the outline of the uh, front bodies onto that of the fabric, so that we will get a new outline for the front bodies in the with respect to that of the neckline area and in the side seam, because the neckline of the front will be little more lower when compared to that of the back, and similarly the front bodies are not having the darts, so it will be little bit of the outward kind of a line will be there in the side seam when compared to that of the back. Similar to that of the back bodies, here also we will mark the seam allowance, and then we will cut out the bo front bodies for the stitching process. Then we have to do the same process for that of the sleeve cutting. For that also again we will double fold the fabric, and then we will make this sleeve pattern to be laid onto that of the folded fabric in such a way that the unfold part of the sleeve lies on the folded on the region of the fabric. Then you mark the outline of that sleeve and mark the seam allowance, and then cut accordingly, and we will get the drafted pattern of a sleeve. So finally, we are having the two bodies, front and the back, two sleeves, and one facing strip for finishing the neckline. For finishing the sleeve edges, there are different methods are there. Here I have taken a fabric strip to cover the sleeve edges. What I will do is I have taken a fabric strip and I will attach it to that of the edges of the sleeve by means of keeping the fabric on the wrong side of the sleeve in such a way that right side of the fabric strip faces the wrong side of the sleeve, and I will give a seam, and then after stitching onto the wrong side, the fabric strip has been turned to the right side and top stitches given onto the fabric. After turning it to the right side, the other edge of the fabric strip is folded and give a seam to give a edge neatening thing for the sleeve. The next phase of the top construction is the preparation of the bodice. For that, first step is to complete the dart. That here I have used the double pointed dart. For that, first I will fold along the dart line, and then I will finish the dart legs from the widest part of the dart leg to that of the narrowest part of the dart leg. So first I will start from the middle point, and I will move to the one edge, and then I will come back to the middle point, and then I will move to that of the other edge of the dart leg. Similarly, other dart also to be completed. After completing the dart legs, the final appearance will be like this. After completing the dart, the shoulder has to be attached by placing the front bodies over the back bodies in such a way that right side of the front bodies faces the right side of the back bodies, and the shoulder has to be attached. After completing the shoulder, the neckline has to be finished by using the facing technique or by the binding technique. Here I have used the shaped facing technique. In that case, I have taken a piece of fabric the same circumference as that of the neckline, and I have used it over here. I just place the fabric strip over that of the neckline, and I will give a stitch around the neckline near to the edge of the bias fabric. After giving the stitch around the edge of the neckline, the bias strip is folded back to that of the wrong side of the fabric, and the top stitch has been given around the neckline. The other edge of the bias strip will be completed by means of a hand stitching process. After completing the top stitching, the final appearance of the neckline will be like this. Then comes the assembly of the top. In that, the sleeve has to be attached to that of the bodies. First, the sleeve. In the case of the sleeve, the notch will be marked exactly in the sleeve cap, and it will be cut out. This notch will be helpful in matching. While pinning the sleeve to that of the bodies, the sleeve right side of the sleeve should faces the right side of the bodies, and then the sleeve has to be attached by means of a plain seam.